lovely time that I may come with you next time.
Oh.
Mama, Papa's not well. He is fine, it's just a little tightness around the wallet. Don't fuss, Papa, he is worried. About what? Marriage.
Oh, Mamma, we never know.
How's yours? But none of us have one. That's what he's worried about.
But marriage is it's something we're not interested in.
Well, we are.
Well, we are, with the right gentleman.
Any gentleman, really?
Oh, Mary, you cannot help your unprepossessing appearance.
You didn't have to agree with me.
Well, surely one of you can find yourself a chap with some business sense.
A chap that wants a rather attractive mother-in-law?
Well, I think it should be Jane. She is the eldest.
And then Elizabeth.
I am not marrying unless it suits me, and it won't suit me for quite some time.
Well, don't leave it too long. I want grandchildren.
Grandchildren? They're even more expensive than children. Now I am unwell.
He'll get over it.
And we can help by finding husbands.
But not now. We can start tomorrow.
Does that include me? Does that include me?
It says in this book, Regency Society, all a chap should know, it is the truth universally acknowledged that a man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife.
Absolute nonsense being the old chap. What part man needs a party full of babes? You won't find any around here.
I have moved to the country to escape the pressure of city life. I've had my fill of parties and babes.
You're all right. This fresh air has obviously got through to your brain.
I'm perfectly all right. There are plenty of things in the country to engage my interest. Farming, for example.
You mean cows?
Do you have anything against cows?
Other than a well-cooked steak, I find them dull-witted creatures.
However, as a gentleman, country gentleman, and a gentleman farmer, I shall be in want of a wife. I shall need female company beyond that of my sisters.
Which brings us back to dull-witted creatures. Where are those ladies? Come on, ladies!
Oh, my God. What on earth have you done to us? Okay, we have surely fallen off of the edge of the earth.
Oh, Charles, what have you done to us?
It's horrible. Okay, we've surely fallen off of the edge of the earth.
This is called the countryside. You have left London before, you know.
Yes, but only briefly.
We certainly cannot imagine living out here. It's so green. And there is a smell.
That would be cows.
That would be called fresh air.
And this house.
Tell them, Darcy.
Netherfield is rented. Your brother will find something far grander in due course. It will not, of course, be as grand as my country house, but I'm sure you will get used to it.
We won't, and neither would you, Mr. Darcy.
You may have a fine country house yourself, Mr. Darcy, but you are hardly ever there.
That's because it's in the countryside.
Exactly.
Thank you, Darcy. You're supposed to be on my side. Anyway, here we are, and here we stay for the time being.
There is no society out here.
Au contraire. For when I was up here on a recent visit, I acquainted myself with a Mr. Bennett, a local, upstanding member of the local community. He lives in a house called Longburn.
And what does this Mr. Bennett do?
He is
His position.
comfortable.
Unlike you being spitted out.
He is in trade.
Oh my God! Smelling salt! Smelling salt! I'm alright! I'm being brave! What sort of trade?
Middle, at least middle.
Oh my God, he's from the working class.
Middle, at least middle.
Oh, that's even worse.
Trade! Is it trade?
Decent and honourable.
He is a decent and honourable gentleman, and I am proud to know him. Anyway, here we are, and here we stay for the time being. Now, go and find a room. There are plenty of rooms. Unpack your stuff.
Excuse me.
Oh, and when you find the grand list, keep that from Mr. Darcy.
Of course, thank you, Miss Darcy.
You know, Louisa and Caroline love you. In fact, they adore you to all extent.
Of course they do. Despite being a single man, I'm in possession of a very good fortune. But I'm not looking for a wife, and if I was, your sisters would hardly be suitable. They're such dreadful snobs.
I
have some information.
I have some information that may be of interest to you.
What's that? The time of the next carriage back to London.
It relates to Mr. Bennet. He has 5 daughters.
And a wife?
And a wife.
Good grief, the poor man.
And what is more, the daughters are all completely unmarried, nor are they seeing anyone.
And all under 10 years of age?
No, they are perfectly old and
Young women.
young women.
Good grief, there must be a real bunch of old boilers.
Au contraire, one of them, Miss Jane Bennet, is quite a beauty.
And you would have your eye on her?
Yes. In fact, when I was up here last, I was fortunate enough to meet her along with her father.
And what are the other 4 daughters?
I haven't seen them.
Boilers.
There are 4 of them to choose from. And who knows?
I will get the plain dowdy one. Possibly 4 plain dowdy ones. I'm not looking for a wife, and if I was, I would certainly wouldn't be looking for one in trade. But since you are a dear old friend, I will accompany you to visit these Bennets. Let's just hope they can cope with my sophisticated mannerisms without a swoon. Let us away.
That is what I love about you, Miss Darcy. Your unassuming modesty.
Papa does seem rather preoccupied these days, doesn't he? He's still looking to get us all married off.
Well, at least one of us.
Yes, he will have one of us to find a husband with a bit of money and business sense, so he can retire and...
Of course, he'll like to take over our allowances as well.
Well, I think it should be you two. You are the eldest, and if you're not careful, you'll be the 2 spinsters left on the shelf.
How sweetly put, but I have no interest in marriage.
Neither have we. We are babes. We go to parties.
And I am the plain, dowdy one. Oh, Mary, there always has to be a plain and dowdy one.
Why do you always agree with me?
Jane, why detect a glint in your eye? Is there something you need to tell us?
Well, it just so happens that a new young gentleman has moved into the village.
We weren't told.
We have to be notified by all the new men.
You're not interested in marriage, remember?
Oh, it's that advanced, is it?
It would be a suitable match. Mamma and Papa have met the gentleman and have ordered him to be chased away by the servants, which is a start. His name is Mr. Charles Bingley. He's wealthy.
Is he handsome?
He's wealthy.
Does he have a six-pack?
He is wealthy. He needs a wife. Everyone does. And I need a husband. Well, Mamma and Papa want one of us to have a husband, and I can see myself looking up for one. So it is as good as sorted out.
And does Mr. Bingley know what plans you have for him?
Not yet, but he will.
Begging your pardon. Miss Jane, you have a gentleman caller, Mr. Charles Bingley, and he's booked somebody with him.
Who?
I can't.
Miss Bennet, charmed to meet you again.
The feeling is entirely mutual, Mr. Bingley. May I introduce my sisters? Elizabeth, Lydia, Mary, and Kitty.
Totally enchanted, ladies, and may I introduce a good old friend of mine, Mr. Fitzwilliam Darcy.
What ho all? You can go now, girl, before I take my riding crop to you. Servants need flogging now and again. And feeding, I suppose. Not too often. Spoils them.
Mr. Darcy is from London.
I'm keen to get back there.
Oh, we would love to go to London. We would, and all those parties.
Mr. Darcy is a party man, all right.
Yes, only the right sort. You don't want to go to a place full of airheaded totties. You two would fit in quite well. You don't look too bright. And you must be the plain dowdy one.
Yes, well, this is Miss Jane Bennet.
Oh, you're the one who has the hops. Not bad. Not bad at all.
I'm the eldest. Elizabeth here is the next.
Not bad either. Now, girls, Bingley has come here as wooing, so we can lose the rest of you. You two look like you have homework to do.